While discussing with your prospects in need discovery meeting, you find that need is there for your solutions. You are able to present the benefit and ROI of your offering, and in return your prospect should be able to see the logic in choosing your solution, your product or services. But it doesn't happen as you thought. Prospect didn't turn up or have gone with your competition. You wonder why I can't just all make some same rational decisions. The reality is we can't. We make bizarre, illogical and irrational choices all the time. In the words of Zig Ziglar, the sales guru, he said, people don't buy for logical reasons. They buy for emotional reasons. Surprise, surprise! If you are surprised by Zig Ziglar's statement, then this video is for you. Namaskar, my name is Rohit Kashyap, Sales Growth Expert, and you're watching Monday Morning Sales Tip. We help you to grow your business by making sales easy and comfortable. So if you are interested in learning the latest, the greatest sales and marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks and tactics, well, if you are new to our channel, then you may want to consider subscribing our channel, Resilient Rohit, so you will be the first one to know whenever a new video is get released. Let's get started. In the word of Zig Ziglar, a sales guru, he said, people don't buy for logical reasons, they buy for emotional reasons. People by nature are extremely emotional. They may feel like we are making logical and rational decisions every day, but there are so many influences subconsciously playing in our mind as onto our emotions and steering the direction of our thoughts and judgment. This may sound like a bad news for a salespeople. A lack of certainty in how prospect will behave make it difficult for a salesperson to feel in control. Question is, but why? Because our brains are wired to rely on shortcuts and pattern to solve problems and make judgment calls quickly. These mental shortcuts are called heuristics. We receive tremendous amount of information every day. So we depend on heuristics to speed up our problem solving time. Heuristics allow us to function efficiently without constantly stopping to think about our next course of action. While heuristics play a crucial role in decision making, they also leave us prone to cognitive biases. A cognitive bias is an error in reasoning that causes us to deviate from our judgment and make logical decisions. So how can we use this information to regain control and boost conversions? A good news is our irrational behaviors are not random. Dan Ariely, best-selling author of Predictable Irrational, says our irrational behaviors are neither random nor senseless. They are systematic and predictable. We all make the same types of mistakes over and over because of basic wiring of our brains. If customer behavior is predictable, then success in sales comes down to understanding it and communicating accordingly. Sure, we can't control the final outcome, but we can certainly influence it and do so with confidence. An understanding of how and why people make decisions is a powerful sales tool to persuade your prospect and direct them along with the path of purchase. With this knowledge comes our responsibility to use this with integrity. There is a big difference between persuading someone to buy your solutions and manipulating or misleading them. Remember, you are also susceptible to these biases, so imagine the situation in reverse. Treat these tactics as an ethical influence. Here are the 5 top cognitive biases that can make or break your sales. Leverage these psychological hacks to supercharge your sales. So start with bias number 1, called anchoring bias. When people are trying to make decisions, they often use an anchor or a focal point as a reference or a starting point. Psychologists have found that people have a tendency to rely too heavily on a very first piece of information they learn, which can have a serious impact on a decision they end up making. In psychology, this type of cognitive bias is known as an anchoring bias or anchoring effect. Businesses display original piece and then show the discounted price to help boost sales. By offering the right number of product and showing the most expensive item first, this can change the mental anchor that are already embedded in your customer's mind. Now, how we can use it? Use higher price with the purpose of discounting. Have promotions and sales continuously. Bias number 2, and that is known as confirmation bias. A confirmation bias is interpreting information in a way that confirms that you already believe. Salesperson can fall victim to this bias if they ask prospect loaded questions because they are in search of a specific answer. For example, if a salesperson thinks that a prospect could benefit from a new onboarding software, they might ask, would you like to get your new employees' productivity, better results faster? Of course, the answer is yes. But that doesn't confirm that the prospects need new onboarding software. While it is helpful to have a research-backed assumptions prior to talking to a prospects, sales reps need to remember to be open to new information and be ready to admit their educated guess might be. Now, how we can use this? Use your discovery call or a meeting to ask guiding questions that help you to understand your prospects' point of view and what they want to achieve, and listen carefully. If you launch straight into the benefit of your products or services, you are at risk saying something that will clash with your prospects' beliefs. Bias number 3, this is known as bandwagon bias. Now, what is bandwagon bias? Is also known as social influencer. Is a phenomena and a bias in which the rate at which the spread of behaviors, trends and ideas. Social influencer can have a profound impact on how people make decisions. We like to think that we are strong enough to resist letting others influence our decisions. When we jump on a bandwagon, we are following a trend without actually making our own rational decisions or evaluation of a behavior or idea itself. This is a success of the trend that leads to further success. Group thinking and peer pressure are the 2 factors that play into a bandwagon bias. For example, joining a Facebook group, listening to the same music, or voting to the same person they believe is the most likely to win. Now, how we can use it? Giving customers a certain number of choices to help them maneuver through your sales funnel. Short quizzes that determine the best services or the product for each buyer. Social proof is powerful. when you hit a customer milestone, broadcast it on our social channels, newsletter, and whenever you can drop it into conversations. Bias number 4. Curse of knowledge. A curse of knowledge is when you are unable to relate to an uninformed person's problems because you have better information. Salespeople who knows their product can benefit a prospect might fall prey to these biases by dismissing a prospect objections because of their expertise. Instead of listening to the objections and taking time to explain point of confusion, this bias causes sales rep to revert to but it works. Trust me. And how we can use it? Instead of insisting that the product address their prospect concerns, salesperson need to act as a trusted advisor. Salesperson can handle objections through sound reasoning, customer reviews, and testimonials, but the key is education. If your prospects are still asking questions disguised as objections, they don't understand your product value well enough. The prospect isn't interested in whether the product works. They want to know how it will work for them. Last but not the least, bias number 5, ambiguity effect. Imagine you had a choice between two routes to reach your destination. You have traveled the first route often and you are familiar with the roads. You can plan your time to arrival down to the second. You can never take in the second route before. The roads could be bumpy, traffic could be bad. You can't guarantee you will reach your destination on time. Which route you are more likely to take? Most of the people are risk averse and will opt for a route number 1. This is called the ambiguity effect. It causes people to lean towards their familiar and avoid options that are unknown. It also causes people to shy away from making decisions if they don't fully understand what's involved and what the result it will be. How can you use it? Before you reach out to your prospect, make sure you anticipate any knowledge gaps. Don't overload your prospect with information on your first email or a call. Focus on the highlights and simplify what you are offering. Try to gauge the existing knowledge of your prospect. Don't use jargons, acronyms, or technical terms, especially if they don't fully understand what you are selling. It will be scare potential buyers away. Focus on the results and inform your prospect of what they can expect. Individual cases studies to share concrete examples of customer results. These are the 5 cognitive biases that can shape your sales strategy. Familiarize yourself with the main cognitive biases that affect your buyers and use that psychological insight to design your pitches, display prices, and create proposal. You will soon see how harnessing this can increase sales and you will be more aware of your own direction, so your brain doesn't play tricks on you. So here you have, those are the 5 cognitive biases that can make or break your sales. Which of these tips or the biases will you implement right away? Which of these biases have you noticed before? Be sure to your thoughts in the comments below. I will do my best to respond even every single one. I would appreciate if you comment below what are the other topics you want I should make a video on. Also check the other video I have linked here. I'm sure they will help you to increase your sales. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If yes, then please give like and a thumbs up, and if you dislike it, then dislike the video. But make sure to subscribe our channel Resilient Rohit, ring the bell to get the notification whenever we upload a single new video. Please share this video with your family, friends and colleagues as much as you can, and also to those whom you think can be benefited. Remember, if you want to change the status quo, you have to take actions and actions right now. See you next Monday. Till then, happy selling. Sharing is caring.